So just recently, I kind of just remembered something that I had read in the past that reminded me of current events. So there was an essay written by Jonathan Swift in 1729 called A Modest Proposal. It's satire from 1729 in Ireland, and what he is proposing is that to solve problems with overpopulation and solve money problems with poor people, he's suggesting that they sell their children to the elites for food, which is pretty disgusting, but it's kind of coincides with drinking blood and all that shit. I'm gonna play a little of somebody reading A Modest Proposal from an audiobook, and then I also found a YouTube video called A Modest Proposal, and it's about this, and it's pretty fucking disturbing, but I clipped some in here, so check it out.
A Modest Proposal for preventing the children of poor people in Ireland from being a burden to their parents or country, and for making them beneficial to the public. By Jonathan Swift, 1729. It is a melancholy object to those who walk through this great town or travel in the country, when they see the streets, the roads, and cabin doors crowded with beggars of the female sex, followed by 3, 4, or 6 children, all in rags, and importuning every passenger for an alms. These mothers, instead of being able to work for their honest livelihood, are forced to employ all their time in strolling to beg sustenance for their helpless infants, who, as they grow up, will either turn thieves for want of work, or leave their dear native country to fight for the Pretender in Spain, or sell themselves to the Barbados. I think it is agreed by all parties that this prodigious number of children in the arms, or on the backs, or at the heels of their mothers, and frequently of their fathers, is, in the present deplorable state of the kingdom, a very great additional grievance, and therefore whoever could find out a fair, cheap, and easy method of making these children sound, useful members of the Commonwealth, would deserve so well of the public as to have his statue set up for a preserver of the nation. But my intention is very far from being confined to provide only for the children of professed beggars. It is of a much greater extent, and shall take in the whole number of infants at a certain age who are born of parents, in effect, as little able to support them as those who demand our charity in the streets. As to my own part, having turned my thoughts for many years upon this important subject, and maturely weighed the several schemes of other projectors, I have always found them grossly mistaken in the computation. It is true, a child just dropped from its dam may be supported by her milk for a solar year with little other nourishment, at most not above the value of 2 silver, which the mother may certainly get, or the value in scraps, by her lawful occupation of begging, and it is exactly at 1 year old that I propose to provide for them, in such a manner as instead of being a charge upon their parents or the parish, or wanting food and raiment for the rest of their lives, they shall on the contrary contribute to the feeding, and partly to the clothing of many thousands. There is, likewise, another great advantage in my scheme, that it will prevent those voluntary abortions, and that horrid practice of women murdering their bastard children, alas, too frequent among us, sacrificing the poor innocent babes, I doubt, more to avoid the expense than the shame, which would move tears and pity in the most savage and inhuman breast. The number of souls in this kingdom being usually reckoned 1.5 million, of these I calculate there may be about 200,000 couple whose wives are breeders, from which number I subtract 30,000 couples who are able to maintain their own children, although I apprehend there cannot be so many under the present distresses of the kingdom. But this being granted, there will remain 170,000 breeders.
Welcome. My name is William Graham, and this is my factory. At my factory, the raw materials are sorted by age, weight, and gender. Here we can see how the fresh and best commodities are sorted from those of lesser quality. At this point, it's decided who goes into which pot. And next, the ingredients are washed and meticulously prepared for production. And here we are in the kitchen. Our sharp-eyed chefs make sure that each and every meal is cooked to perfection. There's no denying that the youngest make the most nourishing, delicious and wholesome food, whether stewed, roasted, baked or boiled. And I have absolutely no doubt that they will equally serve in a fricassee or a ragout. It's incredible what a little imagination can do. Our first-rate chefs will quickly invent the most marvelous recipes, and practically all our products are earmarked for domestic use. In today's fast-paced society, it's hard to eat healthy, but with the certified premium grind quality meat, it just got a whole lot easier. Our meals are low on calories, high on nutrients, and full of taste. A child will make a delicious meal at an entertainment for friends. And if the family dines alone, the fore or the hindquarter will make a reasonable dish. Best of all, premium grind is all natural, without any harmful drugs or steroids found in other livestock meat. Bon appetit.
Mr. English Colonel telling me to lose weight. Oh, I'm a hard case, he says. Well, listen up, City Jim. I ate a baby!
Fucking stoned.